Hello, welcome back. Hi everyone. Hello everybody who has subscribed, who follows, and who keeps their tabs on the Lessons Learned channel. I'm so excited to be back here. It's been a while. And so much has happened since the last time we spoke. But before that, I just want to introduce myself. My name is Zuze Kanovalo. You may call me Zoo, and this is the Lessons Learned channel where I basically talk about my life experiences. I share my turning points, when things started to shift in my life, and as a motivation and as an encouragement for whoever who is going through similar, to hang in there and keep walking and keep going. I am so excited, guys, with all your subscriptions. Thank you so much. I truly appreciate you following me and you leaving your comments. I really enjoy going through them and learning how like the latest video that you've been watching has affected you, or or what you've learned from it. So thank you so much for all those reviews. I truly appreciate them. So yes, we are still on the alcohol issue, because I did say that it's gonna take more than one episode to cover it all. Today I don't want to be today I'm going to be looking more into my observations on the journey, mostly like the good stuff, like the positive outcomes that now came from the decision to walk away from this life and to start a new path, a path that I wasn't even sure of at the beginning, a path that has just been unraveling as time progresses, of which we will get more into it as we go. But for now, I just want to speak about the 9 months that I've been sober. Yeah. And yes, it has been a wonderful 9 months. Oh my gosh, like I can't believe the growth that has happened since then, like since that 4th of July day that I decided that I will not be doing this anymore, that I'm not going to be an alcoholic, that I'm not going to be making these blunders anymore that I was making, that we're going to get into in a few moments. I want to focus more on what changed, because people would dispute that, okay, so what has changed now since you stopped? So I want to get into that, because surely there have been a lot of positive outcomes from the decision that I made, which have really fueled me to keep going even more. And I've gotten to that point where this is something of the past, like permanently. I will never consume liquor again, because I'm done. All right. So I'm just not gonna waste any time. I hope that you guys have had a lovely Easter weekend, and that you use that time to reconnect with yourself. I always say that when it comes to those kind of events, they should remind you of who you are, of why you're here, and all of that. So I do hope that something was revived in you during this Easter period. If not, all right, better luck next year. It's coming next year anyway, so it's okay. So firstly, I want to talk about how I stopped drinking, because every time I post a video, every time I speak, like on the 4th, when I celebrate the time that the day that I decided to stop drinking, I usually get DMs, I get inboxes from people who are really struggling, with the bottle, and they don't want to do this anymore, and they need a way out. So because of that, I felt like the best way to start this video is to start by how I actually stopped. It has been a process. I've actually been I've actually been through times where I stopped like for a couple of months, and then I will still fall back in, something will happen and then I'll still fall back in. So like I said in the previous videos, and if you haven't seen them, I would advise you to go and catch up there, because this video is a continuation from that video. So I'm not going to be repeating everything, but if you want to know like how it started and all of that, you might want to go to the video previous to this one and catch up on that one, and then you can continue on this one so that you are on the right page. So basically today, like, I want to be looking at how I stopped. So I wasn't happy firstly with the things that were going on. I was blacking out too often, and that led to people having to babysit me every time we're chilling or hanging out. It's lucky that I don't really like going out to clubs and all of that. I usually preferred house parties anyway. So either way, I would still not get to enjoy whatever like the get together was about, because I would have passed out a long time ago, or sometimes I would have blacked out and I'll just see from the pictures that, oh, it was fun, it was so fun here, but come to think of it, I never really enjoyed it. And all of that sickness, all of those hangovers and headaches the next day for something that I don't even remember, something that I have to rely on videos and photos to see that I was actually having a good time. So I was not thrilled with that anymore. I remember this one time, oh my God, I remember, okay, so there's 3 incidences that happened, like that happened that really got me to stop. So firstly, it was, I was invited to a party. My colleague it was my colleague's birthday, and then okay, fine, so I decided that I'm going to go shopping for an outfit, and then I'm gonna make my way to Kailicha where my colleague stays. So okay, while I was shopping, I received a call from this other girl that I had met, and she was requesting that she wants to hang out, and I told her that, oh, I would have loved to hang out. I think she was trying to be friends since like we had hanged out before, like she's a friend of a friend. So we had hanged out a few times, and I think she wanted to get closer, and I was cool with that, because I mean, I'm new in Cape Town, and yeah, even though I wasn't really set on having friends this side, cause I felt like Sino is okay, and the colleagues that have become my friends are enough, so, but I actually felt like I could use some company, seeing that I would be traveling to Kailicha also. So this friend was like, okay, in fact, she's not a friend. This girl was like, okay, can I join you? I'm like, to Kailicha? She's like, yeah. I'm like, okay, let me just confirm with the people that I'm going to if I am allowed to come with someone else. Okay, of which the girl said, no, it's cool, just come through. So it was going to be like this other girl's birthday, and then I was going to stop at Fifi's so that Fifi and I travel together. So this girl joins me while I'm shopping, and she's like, okay, yeah, and my house is not far from here anyway, so we can just go and change at my place, and wara, so it's gonna be good. And I'm also in high spirits at this point, because I'm like, we're going party. And I told her that I feel like we should have like an Uber that that is going to go and drop us off and also come get us like later on, because sometimes like Ubers don't want to go to certain areas, so she was like, no, don't worry, she knows someone who can actually help us with that. And okay, cool. So we go. While we are shopping, we decide to buy like a 6-pack. Okay, let's just get a 6-pack, and we're going to be drinking while we are getting dressed and getting ready to go to Kailicha, to the party. I'm telling you that by the time I was finished with my 3 small bottles of whatever I was drinking, I was drunk. 3. So I was facing that in my last days of drinking. Like I would like spend, I don't know, like not even an hour drinking, and I'll be drunk more than any other person like who is there with me. It was alarming, and it was starting to raise eyebrows, and people would be like, but Zoo, you haven't even drank that much. Like, what have you been having? Did you maybe like drink before you came here? And I was like, no, I didn't know what was happening. So anyway, we go there, and by the time I get there, like, I'm drunk. I'm drunk. And then we party, we try to party, but I'm just out of it, and I blacked out. To cut the story short, I got kicked out of that venue because I was drunk. I was drunk. I don't know what I was doing. Maybe even if I knew, I'm not gonna tell you because I'm embarrassed. Like, it's out of character. It's not stuff that I would usually do in my sober senses. Like, I respect people, I wouldn't just do anything, especially not in the presence of people at Groove. So all these out of character things that suddenly started happening were like a wake-up call to me to say, perhaps this is time for you to relook this habit of yours and see if it's really still serving you, or if it's really just bringing out this other person that you also don't like or recognize. Okay. So anyway, I was okay. So when we got to the venue, because I know my issue of blacking out of the blue, no notice, nothing, it had gone so worse. Like, from the times, like, there were times before, like when we were drinking, like, normally, that you start feeling when you're tipsy. You can feel, okay, now I'm tipsy, and then you can feel when you're getting drunk. You'd even like look at yourself in the mirror and be like, one more. Because you can feel yourself getting drunk. But I did not have that luxury anymore. I could not feel myself getting drunk. I will just wake up and I'm like, what the hell happened? And I wasn't comfortable with that anymore, because I didn't want to be the baby, at Groove. Because people are not there to babysit you at Groove. People are there to have a good time. So a lot goes on. If they don't babysit you, they know that you might even end up in the wrong hands. So babysitting you has to be like a duty to them. And that is not the duty that I wanted my friends to enjoy. Like, they didn't deserve that. So I made peace with that. Okay, fine. I don't want to stay off. Okay, so I was saying, when we got to the venue, before we even got inside the club, we were like, okay, I said, I'm going to leave my phone in the car because I know my problem. So fine, we go inside, we party and do whatever that we do until I got kicked out. And now my friends had to walk me out. And I was like, guys, I don't want to spoil your party any further. Let me just go home. I've had it. And that was around 12 midnight. So fine, this girl is like, oh yeah, well, I can't get left alone here with your friends, so I'm also gonna go. And then we make our way back. So in the car, obviously I'm gonna fall asleep because Kylie Chatu, where I stay, it's a bit of a distance. And I was like, okay, fine, out of it. And by the time we got to the gate, my gate, because I just gave them my address, and I was like, just wake me up when we're at the gate. So when we get to the gate, I'm sitting at the back, they're sitting in the front, and I'm like, okay guys, thank you so much, this has been fun. I'm sorry if I embarrassed you in any way. Pata, where's my phone? I can't find my phone. Where's my phone? I can't find my phone. This starts to be a problem. I'm like, okay guys, I do understand that I was drunk and all, but I remember leaving my phone in the car. So there is no way that my phone is nowhere to be found. We looked for my phone. We could not find it. We looked under I could see even the driver getting irritated now and just ushering me out of the car. And I was not having it. I was like, no, I'm not leaving this car without my phone, because I know, I've paid you. I don't owe you anything. So a person who's being owed here is me, because my phone is here. You know, guys, like there's no way. And they're like, oh, maybe your friend took it. I'm like, let's call Fifi. So luckily this girl had taken Fifi's number. And then we're calling Fifi and she's not answering. We're calling my phone. It's ringing. It's not being answered. And these two are concluding that, okay, Fifi's got my phone. Fifi's got my phone, so I must just chill. And then tomorrow I can make a plan or whatever. And I'm like, nah, tomorrow is still a weekend and I live alone. I'm gonna go crazy without my phone. So I'm not getting off this car. So this guy's like, he starts arguing with me, and I'm like, okay, cool. So you know what's gonna happen? Just take me to this girl's house, you know, because she's got a phone, so that when Fifi gets back to us, it's gonna be easier, right? So we do that. We drive all the way, and I asked them, I'm like, guys, let's trace back our steps. Where did we go? Because if maybe like, because I don't even know, like I was sleeping. There was no reason for me to get out of the car. Like I don't, like there's no way, like I would know if I woke up, and I didn't. So I'm like, where did you guys go? And then they're like, no, from Kailicha we went straight to your house. I was like, okay, cool. I'm gonna go and sleep over at her house. So we drive, and then when we get there, chat, and then okay, so we chat in the car, and they're like, thank you, and then we just head inside the apartment. And when we get there, as I swing the door open, my eyes couldn't believe it. My bank card and my cell phone on her bed. The only thing she didn't remember to do was to switch off the phone. Because also that's something that kept me going, like that this phone is not lost, it's ringing. You see, it was on her bed. Because I was drunk, I couldn't make out like what's going on for now, but I knew that I had to leave, that I didn't want to spend the night there anymore. So I was like, "Aye girl, since I found my phone, I'm just gonna request and go and sleep at my house. I don't want to be having no walks of shame in the morning, still dressed in yesterday's clothes and all of that." And she was like, "Oh cool, no, it's fine." So I went to my house. But when I woke up in the morning, I'm like, what happened? Huh? So this girl, what they did while I was sleeping, on their way, they started at her house, dropped my phone and my bank card, and then proceeded to drop me at my place. And because I was too drunk, I was not supposed to know that. And I was not going to, like, they didn't think that I would actually demand to be taken back to the girl's house, where I would actually find my possessions on her bed. That is when I blocked her. I didn't fight with her. I don't do that. I don't really believe in fighting with people. I keep quiet. So that's what I did. I just kept quiet. I watched her and I was like, wow, people can be so vile. Like, you could have seen how they were arguing with me to get out of the car, like that I'm not being fair to the driver. He did all he had to do, and all this time they were covering up because they just wanted to get rid of me so that they can do whatever they wanted to do with my phone and my bank card. So the voice in my ear, the voice that kept on telling me that it's time to stop drinking, rang again, and it said, "Is this the life that you still want to live?" And this is not KZN. This is Cape Town. You do not even know where you might wake up one day. Is this still what you want to do? You are a girl now who gets sent out of groove because you are misbehaving, because you couldn't handle your alcohol. Is this what you still want to be doing? Those are some of the uncomfortable conversations I had to force myself to have, because if I was going to be even fooled by people that I consider to be friends, how worse could it get? You know, so it was time for me to start making those conscious decisions to say, this cycle has to be broken. I feel like it has served its purpose, and that's okay, you know, that's fine. So that was one of the incidences that happened. Okay, this other one, I remember that it was my friend's birthday, Sino. So Sino is my bestie. We've been friends for a very long time. We met in my East London days back in 2014. So she has been in my life for some time. It was her birthday, and I was like, okay, cool, I'm gonna come over to your place and then we can go to Groove later, because she had planned to go out. Same thing happened. Okay, not same thing. But when we got there, while we are still chilling, because you don't go to Groove at 7 p.m. So we're still chilling, you know, still vibing, like, oh, happy birthday, friend, you're gonna go out, party, now we're gonna do this. And then I'm just drinking. And I'm drinking light, you know, because I know my situation and I'm talking about it. Hey, did I not wake up sleeping alone on the bed? Fully dressed. What happened? I passed out. They woke me up, and I could just not wake up. They left me. But inside I was like, I think that was better. Instead of me going to fall asleep on a table at Groove, you know, I'd rather find myself sleeping in my friend's bed with the same voice telling me, your time is up. Your time is up. Third incident, which was the last one. I went out, there was a friend of Sino's whose mother was in a hospital. And her mother was really not well at the time. So we decided that we're gonna go and see her, and we're also gonna go to a wine farm. So at the time, I had already told my friend that I'm quitting, but I still tasted the wine and I was feeling nice, like it was okay. I wasn't drunk. Now the problem started when after the hospital, they decided that, okay, the girl was really stressed out about her mom's condition, and she was like, she doesn't want to sleep, so she's going to go out. And of course, wouldn't let her go alone. So we decided that we're gonna go out to Groove, of which we did. And I was like, guys, I'm going to Uber from there, because I don't drink anymore. Like, I don't want to be that, like, I don't want to be drinking. And then they're like, okay, cool. When we get there, I just order a glass of wine. I'm like, okay, sharp, glass of wine. Since I've started with the wine, I'm not gonna be mixing. Hey, next thing, I feel the alcohol, that nah, it's not on my side now. So I tell the girls that, listen, I'm going to Uber home now. I booked the Uber. My friends walk me out to the door. I get in the Uber. I don't know what happens. I fall asleep. So the guy tried to wake me up. He's standing at my gate. Tried to wake me up. And when I was gone. Like gone. Like not the normal sleep that, like when you wake me up, like I'm quick to get up. But that sleep was dead sleep. You see? And I woke up like an hour or two later. And he was like, my sister, I'm worried about you. If you can fall asleep in a stranger's car like this, do you know where you might wake up one day? That was when I was like, angels, ancestors, spirit guides, whoever is forcing me to stop drinking, I surrender. It's okay. I quit. That was the 4th of July, 2022. Because I knew that if this continues, I'm gonna wake up on the border, being shipped somewhere, or dead. Strange things are happening to women in this country. So we cannot rule it out. And my behavior was leading me to danger. So I'm grateful for the protection that I was under at the time. Because sometimes you don't even realize how protected you are until you are out of a situation. And then you look back and see how dangerous it was. So that was me. So those are the instances that were like, I was like, nah, I'm not gonna do this anymore. Like, nada. You see, because I'm gonna lose my life, or I'm gonna be missing, and you guys are going to be posting me all over your social media pages looking for me if I continue with this behavior. So that is how I stopped. And I hope you noticed that I thanked spirit guides. ancestors. I thank them because before I left home to come to look for work in Cape Town, in the Western Cape province, I prepared a feast for my family. And that was to formally inform them of my departure and my plans to go and look for employment in the Western Cape. So during that time, my mom actually spoke okay, so what we do in our culture, in fact, let me just say at home, because cultures are different and ways of doing things are different. So if we are going to go somewhere, you have to report, you have to make it official, because as a person, as a child, you are not only a child of the living, but you are also a child of the ancestors, the non-living, you see. So it's a way to say, okay, this is where I'm going now, know where I am headed, you see. So during that time, and while all those prayers were being said, I listened to my mother. She was like, I don't like this girl to drink anymore. Please help her to stop. So when those things started happening, I wondered, I was like, dang, mama, your words, huh? Because honestly, everything that was happening at that time was just beyond me. And for somebody who had been drinking for so long, it was just a mystery. It was this is definitely some divine intervention. I was forced, you see. So I'm glad that I actually did that. I'm glad that I said yes, because I could see that it's do or die. You see, it's either I'm gonna get hurt, I'm gonna die, or I'm gonna get lost, you see. So because of that, I said toodles, and I have no regrets, 0 regrets. Why? I'll just touch on a few things, a few reasons why I think that the Zoo, the alcoholic or Zoo who drank, was a mess. I didn't have boundaries at that time. I really lacked boundaries. I realized this when I started enforcing some, that I didn't really have some boundaries. Now, even when people are talking to me, they address me in a respectful manner because of the boundaries that I have enforced, and because of the manner in which I carry myself. So that Zoo where you can just come and say anything or do as you please is gone. And she went with the alcohol. She did. I like the Zoo that I am now because she doesn't take nonsense. She's a good person, not really nice, because nice got her walked over. Nice got her bullied. Nice got her into very, 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 very unfavorable situations. So I decided that I'm going to be a good person. And a good person has boundaries. Boundaries for days. You, even how people, interact with you changes. The conversations change once you have boundaries as a person. So that is one thing that I'm learning on this journey, that I love the respect that comes with the self-respect that I have first shown, because respect is earned. In order for you to get it, you have to give it. So if you want to be respected, start by respecting yourself. If you want to be taken seriously, start by taking yourself seriously. That is what I've been learning on this journey. Also, I feel like the Zoo, the alcoholic, was just directionless. She was just going with the flow, you see. But now I'm at a point where I'm very clear about where I'm going. I'm very clear about my plans. I've got plans. There was a time when I just relied on the fact that, okay, I'm just good at what I went to school and that. No, now I have personal goals that I smash, from time to time. And I look back and I'm like, wow, so much progress in so little time. So sometimes it's not that we cannot do the things that we want to do or that we have to do, but most of the times we are misusing the 24 hours that we have. We are misusing the 1,440 minutes a day that we have. We are misusing them. Because if you start channeling them into right things, into things that are going to take you far and further on your journey, on your path, you will start seeing the results. And if you start taking yourself seriously and cut down habits that are cutting you down, then you start seeing the difference. So that was also some of the lessons that I learned, that sometimes being directionless is a choice. And you might think that you are bewitched, or someone, or that things are not going well for you, but you're just lacking that. Like you don't have the time, or you're misusing the time that you have. Because between a millionaire and myself, we all have the same 24 hours a day. We all experience the same weather, but other people will still go and push because they have the time and their mind is in the right place. They're aligned with their plans and their purpose. So that is what I've been learning, that you do have the time. It's just that the question is, how are you using it? Okay. I remember also that the alcoholic Zoo was too vocal about everything. Too vocal. I am an open person by nature. That is why I'm even doing a YouTube channel, because I am not too secretive. But there are things that you should keep to yourself, especially your plans. Be like, I'm learning that life is more easier when I just announce. I announce achievements, achievements that I've already achieved, not something that I'm still planning. Because I've found that sometimes when you're too vocal about things, they end up not happening. So she was too vocal. And well, what can you do if you're on ecstasy? It just makes you want to talk, even your plans. Okay, so another thing that really helped me when it comes to speaking out, and the fact that I'm always I try to be I'm honest. I'm an honest person. That's one thing, that is one of my strengths. I speak my mind. I don't care sometimes how a person takes it, because that's my truth. So I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. I used to come at work on Mondays with a hangover, and I would tell my team that, guys, I have an alcohol problem. I would tell them. They would laugh. They would laugh because they thought maybe I was making conversation or a joke, but it was a cry for help. It was a cry for help because I wasn't happy with how my life was going at the time. I wasn't happy with all these mishaps that kept happening, because I knew that there were warnings, and at the end of the day I would get hurt, and me getting hurt would hurt the people that love me. So this is also one of the things that you need to think about, that whatever choice that you make also affects the people close to you. So if it starts to get dangerous, don't just think about your life, but also think about the lives of people who genuinely care and love you. So yeah. Moving on, I would like to take this chance to thank Zuki, my manager. Zugisa is my manager, and she's one of the people that I spoke to about my situation, and she actually hooked me up with ICAS, which is an organization that my workplace is that works closely with my employer to take care of our mental health during times where you are not okay, you are dealing with something, sometimes it's grief, sometimes it's depression, anxiety, whatever. It's counseling that is made available to you for free. So because of that, I thank you so much, Zuki. Also want to thank my friends at work, Rifilwe, Gonjana. Also want to thank Alex, Alexandra Seya. Those are the people who were really there for me. I want to thank Brittany, Brittany Lou. I want to thank Danae Stander. Those are the people that took me seriously. You know, Tracy was also there, and she kept saying like, don't worry, Zu, you can beat this. Thank you so much, guys. Amir, I'll never forget you guys. Colin, those people were super supportive in my journey, because I made it clear that, guys, I'm an alcoholic, I don't want to do this anymore. And they were like, Zoo, like, but for me it was not a joke. It was something that had to end, and it did. So I'm proud and I'm happy. Okay, I have to end this video, but I'm still going. Okay, so another thing that really helped me, like, okay, that I observed when I stopped consuming alcohol, is that I started getting comfortable with my sensitivity. I'm a very sensitive person by nature, and I believe that it's one of the reasons that really led me to the bottle, because when I couldn't take how I was feeling, when I couldn't handle the pain, the only thing that advocated for me was the bottle. So for the first time in my life, I learned now how to deal with stuff sober. And trust me, it wasn't easy. I had to learn how to be okay with being vulnerable to pain and not covering it up or shielding it or numbing it with drugs and alcohol. Now I was face to face with pain. For the first time I started crying. Like, I've been crying a lot, and it's something that I never used to do, like, for the longest time. Like, I remember that I had gotten to a point where my emotions I was so out of touch with my emotions because of how it was so easy for me to duck them. Duck them how? That if I'm feeling heartbroken, I'm just gonna call a friend, we're gonna go out and drink ourselves mad, you know, and I'll forget, and I'll be happy, and I'll be dancing like I don't have problems. So for the first time in my life, I learned how to actually face things head on. I learned how to cry about my problems. I learned how to allow the emotions to come as they please, and also just know that they will move along, because emotions are like strangers, you know, they come and they go. So I learned how to actually be able to face them when they come in whatever shape or form, and not be tempted to run back. And I'm actually glad that I've never felt like, I haven't been through anything that made me that stressed me out to that point. And thank God for that, because I think removing myself from all these toxic situations has really improved even my life. I don't really have problems anymore. Do I? Okay, maybe some, but not like before. That's all I'm saying. Like, not like before. I feel like I've avoided a lot of drama just by changing my life and making better choices for myself. All right, so yeah. And also, one thing that I have to say about this journey is that I did it for my brother, my late brother, Olile Kaelihle, ex the man, Steve Nomvalo. That's my big brother. May his beautiful, beautiful, beautiful soul continue to roam around in peace, because I can feel my brother's presence everywhere. But also, like, I know that he's good wherever he is. He's a good angel. You know, my brother and I had a similar problem of alcohol, and we used to promise each other that we're stopping, and we'd support each other. Okay, we're stopping, and then next thing, boom, we're back. And when we go back even worse than before. And it really, like, it usually brought out another side of him that he also didn't like. My brother was, I know, like, he was at it. He was also battling with it at some point of his life, and he wanted to stop. He would also have like those cycles of stopping and starting again, and so because he has passed on, I think telling myself also, you know, and rooting that deep within my heart that this is very personal, because it's not just for me, but I'm also winning this battle for you, ex, because you didn't really get to to win it, while you were still this side. So I'm convicted now to hold on even more for your sake, and that gives me strength. It gives me strength that wherever he is, he's happy, that this victory is not just for me, it's also for him. So it brought us closer, even in death. I feel very close to my brother because of that. Love you. Anyway, right? I noticed that when I stopped drinking, I started feeling good, started looking better. I don't know what those substances really do to the skin, but like my skin started glowing more, started sleeping better, no regrets, no bad choices, no wasting money unnecessarily, no gossips, no drama, nothing. And I noticed that my luck started to change, started experiencing good things happening to myself, because as I stopped drinking, I started focusing on other things, started working on my body, started working on my spirituality, because I was bored now, because I had nothing to do. I always say this: if you want to stop a habit, if you want to really, really quit and you are serious about it, you can't stop and continue being the same person that you were. You have to breathe life into the new person that is being reborn after you've decided to break a cycle. So that is what I also did. I prayed a lot, I meditated, because I believe in my ancestors and my angels always around me, always encamping around me. Obviously they are sent by God, because I don't believe that if God sends me angels, he'll send me strangers. I have roots and I'm standing on their shoulders, and I can feel the strength of my ancestors, so yes, I started getting closer to them and feeling the inner guidance, because I suddenly have the time. Even my dreams are more vivid. I don't forget my dreams because I'm no longer passing out. I'm sleeping healthily, so, and I get time to get up at night and meditate and pray, and intercede for my family, for myself, for my career, for everything. Things that I never was able to do, because when your vibrations are low, what else can you do? But now I feel like even spiritually I've grown so much because of this decision, and that has brought me so much peace and so much joy. I've never really pictured myself ending up as an alcoholic or as a drug addict or as some whatever. I never pictured that for myself, and because I was able to achieve that, kudos. Right, okay, before I end this, I just wanna, oh my gosh, 42 minutes and 50 seconds. I don't want to bore you. I'm going to end this right here and right now. But before I end it, I just want you to understand that you are the captain of this ship that is called your life. So whether it's standing in balance and moving forward, or whether it's standing still and stagnant and limited, it's up to you. I don't know if you are ready to hear this right now, because we are so used to pushing the blame, being victims, and always being these people who have been wronged. But I'm telling you, the day that you take a step and you say no more, the day you make a list of all these things you've been engaging on, and then you start looking at them one by one, if they're still serving you, if they are taking you to where you want to go, until you're honest with yourself, you will remain chained. Until you're honest, super honest with yourself. I've seen people who believe their own lies, And if you are one of those people, I pray for you. I hope that you are not those people. Don't hide with the thumb, behind the thumb, like this. You know what is good for you. You know what you need. So do that, because you deserve that and you're worthy of it. If you do that, it does not only just do what you planned, it opens you up to even other possibilities that you did not have in mind when you initially started what you were doing. So all I'm saying is that this decision has actually taken me to a world that I did not even know of. And now I'm in this place where I'm fascinated and I'm curious and I'm excited, because I feel like I'm experiencing life for like another angle, from another angle. Oh, this is like a new chapter, and it feels brand new and it's beautiful. Even the people that I'm attracting into my life, whether it's romantically, platonically, like the people that I'm attracting, like people who want to partner with me, are people that I see that their caliber is up there, because like attracts like. So whatever that you decide to be, you are going to attract similar opportunities, situations, everything. If you are troublesome, if you are your worst distraction, you are only going to attract that into your life. So let us practice being kinder to ourselves, and being kinder to ourselves, not just taking yourself out on a date, not just taking yourself out on a picnic, but actually having uncomfortable conversations with yourself about where your life is really going, about the habits that you are indulging on, if they are still good for you, if they are not the trap that you are trying to run away from. Because if they are, you might want to cut that off so that you start finding your path and your way all over again. I thank you so much for joining, and I hope that you will subscribe if you haven't already. Put those notifications on, because I will certainly be posting another video very soon. For now, take care of yourself, love on yourself, be kind to yourself, speak to yourself like you're speaking to the love of your life, because you are. Love you.